All right, welcome to the Right Now Project. The Right Now Project is a podcast about finding and owning who we are. It's about learning to trust ourselves, finally. It's about learning to trust our guts. It's about uncovering our authenticity and allowing who we are to soar. My name is Guy McPherson. I'm the founder here, and this is my journey too. If you're looking for something easy, this is not it. However, if you're ready to step up, ready to explore who you are, the ups and downs, the scars and scrapes, and realize the incredible value in that, this is your place. Let's get started. All right, welcome back to the Right Now Project. How do we know when we're doing things right, quote unquote, right? How do we know when we're going to be successful? We don't. Just going through this whole divorce process, and now that my ex-wife has moved out and I'm seeing my kids part-time, I find myself really wondering, obsessing over what I'm doing, the actions I'm taking, the things I'm doing, the moves I'm making, the way I'm parenting, the plans I'm making, the plans I'm not making, how I'm recreating my life. And I find myself almost being stymied by not even so much this idea of perfection, but a intense worry that I'm gonna screw it up. I'm going to not get ahead. I mean, I find myself now in a position where I have to recreate my life. It's so interesting when you're in a marriage, and I know you know this if you're married or a serious relationship, you develop these habits and routines and in order to move through the day. I'm not saying those are necessarily a bad thing, but I believe that to a certain degree, those routines and habits can tend to hide or suppress or cover up or mask certain elements or facets of our lives that we used to look at and admire and exercise. And now when that relationship is gone, those elements are no longer dormant. They, for better or worse, right? They come up and they show themselves, they reveal themselves. For instance, I found myself really inspired to do more visual art, which is what I used to do. But now, along with that, I find myself really concerned about, am I making the right choice? How the hell do we know if we're going to make the right choice? If we are making the right choice? I don't think we do. I think we have to keep just putting one foot in front of the other. And even that act in and of itself requires some kind of examining. What does that mean? Put one foot in front of the other. For me, it means really re-engaging with my values, my priorities. I find myself trying to be much more patient with my kids and not really concerned so much about controlling, which I have a tendency to do, and remembering that I want to honor who they are, not who I think they should be. Honoring who my kids are. I have a 13-year-old and a 7-year-old, honoring who they are. And looking for that and seeing that and giving them opportunities to be that and express that and to screw up and to fail and to let them know that it's okay. I'm a big believer in that. And I'm a big believer in the fact that I'm not going to know everything. There's that, I think it's a Benjamin Franklin quote. And it said something to the effect that, you don't need to see the entire staircase in order to move up. You just need to see that step right in front of you. It's kind of like that. I'm not going to know what the 2 steps and 3 steps and 4 steps out are. But I think if I continue to be aware of my own values and my own morals and my own ethics, whatever they are, and to keep aligned with those, to keep those in my mind, to fill my mind with positive things to read, which I'm trying to do. I've been ordering a lot more books now from Amazon and Audible. Being conscious of that and trusting my gut. It's so friggin' easy to pick up your phone, pick up Facebook or whatever it is, or Instagram, and just scroll and just slither down those inextricable holes of negativity, of false admiration, and that this person's doing this and why aren't I doing that? And I find myself there a lot. I find myself, how come I'm not at X spot or X point on the path of my life? How come I'm not doing this better or that better? And I know with this divorce now, it seems to, the dust settles, right? And what is revealed is stark. It's right there in front of you. And for me, it's this fact that I have to reconstruct my life, redefine my life, my purpose, who I am in this world. I think I talked about previously in identity, we can shift that, right? We can form that and change that, and that can be shifted. But in a sense, who we are sometimes over years becomes imprinted in our psyche. It's not that easy to shift your identity, I don't think. We can decide to do it, but still that imprint from years of habits, from years of experiences has formed. And in order to recreate or reconstruct our identity and or our life, we have to supplant those experiences with new ones. And that's kind of where I'm at now. And it's not as easy as it sounds. It's not as easy for me. I mean, I think I'm obviously, some people, you might have a really easy time doing this, but I don't. I'm someone who tends to be a loner. I like quiet time. I like working out alone. I like reading. I like writing. I like doing this, what I'm doing now, recording podcast, which is obviously not something I do with someone else unless I'm interviewing someone. But the other side of this is challenging myself with new experiences, getting out of this box I've been in, this habit of routine that I've been in. And there's a certain amount of excitement that comes with that. And I think I have to latch onto that more. There's a certain amount of excitement that does come with that. And whereas before, I think I felt a certain amount of shame, for example, in the excitement I had with realizing that I was thinking more about art and creativity and doing my visual art. Even though I was excited about that, and that kind of came to me in the wake of all of these divorce proceedings, I had a certain amount of shame in that. Oh man, why am I excited about this when all this other crap is going on? But now I feel that shame kind of going away, melting away, vanishing a little bit. And that feels kind of good because I have to. No one's, no one's coming to save me. No one is coming to save me. And that's tough to realize. It's crazy when you've got a partner. I keep saying I think, but I believe I relied on that. I think we all do. We're in a relationship. And in a sense, that's why we get into a relationship, to share, to go walk through this life with someone. I think that's a pretty cool thing. I went out to dinner with myself last night, and I don't like it. I mean, I like going out to dinner with someone else and sharing in the incredible food and the atmosphere and the experience. I love that. Sometimes I like going out to dinner by myself, but right now I don't. I'm not in a good space to do that. I don't want to do that. This episode is about, I think all my episodes are about trust, self-trust. I think originally I come to it with this idea that it's going to be about, wondering if I'm doing something right, or am I going to be able to do it right, quote unquote, right as in quotes. Am I going to be able to make the right decision? Am I going to be able to parent my kids as a single father correctly? What if I screw it up? And I think this, again, is an invitation to really trust myself, trust my gut, trust who I am, and believe in myself. And it's so easy sometimes to get away from that, to not believe in yourself. It's so easy to do that. All right. I think that's good for today. I appreciate you listening. Look, if you are listening to this, please leave a review. If you're enjoying this, please leave a review in Apple iTunes. It means a lot to me. Helps me get the word out about this podcast. Have an awesome week.